Hello, my name's Steve Jasper, aka the Jet Lag Guy, and welcome to my podcast, Whatever Happened to Baby Jet Lag?
Whatever happened with baby jet lag?
Whatever happened?
We'll find out. And I am the co-host, Arthur Chen, the chatty curator. Hey Steve, we recently came across a book that is about circadian rhythm and what people can do to sleep better. What's your thoughts about it?
Now, the book we're talking about is Inner Clock by Dr. Lynne Peeples, and look, it's science-based, so I'm fully supportive of it. It's not woo-woo, if you know what I
Mm.
mean. There's a lot of nonsense written about sleep. And there are people who actually they had a contest about what's the latest nonsense you've seen written about sleep, but not her, Lynn Peeples. And she's hardcore.
Oh.
Let me explain how hardcore she is. So she decided to do an experiment on herself, as you do. And so she locked her in a house with dim red lighting, because red is the color that has the least effect on your circadian rhythm, right? If you think of like the jet lag goggles here, they're a blue-green color. So if I can get them to switch on, but they shine blue-green light. Red is the complement of that, and
Mm.
our light receptors to pick up light for the circadian rhythm, not sensitive to red light at all. So red light won't have any effect. We can see with red light, but that's all it can do. Anyway, but she locked herself in and her circadian rhythm got completely out of sync, as it would, because she didn't have any clocks, timekeepers, etc.
Mm.
Um, so that was something that she did. And she pointed out something interesting. We think of a body clock as being singular or a circadian rhythm. She says, no, there's actually a number of clocks, like your body temperature has a clock. Your heart rhythm has a clock. Your digestion has a clock. And normally these are all in sync because they're
Mm.
regulated by light. When they're not regulated, they were all out of sync. And she said she just felt terrible. She was clumsy because her thermoregulation and her heart rate and her digestion, they were all out of sync with each other. So that
Really?
was something I learned. Um, we think of a body clock as being singular, but it's actually multiple body clocks all being held tightly in sync by the body.
I can
So
imagine when
that was
everything's out of
interesting.
sync.
Well, she was like eating her eating habits had reversed completely, but she said she
Oh
was just
God.
really out of kilter. But she's back in the land of the living now and promoting her book. So
Good, good. Wow, what an experience.
yeah, and that's hardcore.
Yeah, would you put yourself through that?
Uh, is there money involved? If there
I
isn't, no.
I would have said the same. I agree. I would be like,
And
how would
how
you get
much money and for how long?
exactly? Look, I mean, and the other thing is even when your body is out of sync with everything, that it actually really affects your like mental health, relationship, and
Yeah,
everything. You know,
yeah. Well, things like coordination, that sort of thing were out of kilter, and she felt out of sorts.
oh, well, but at least we got the book to learn from that and learn
Yeah.
not to do it ourselves.
Well, we won't be doing that. We won't be replicating that, but it was a useful experiment to show just how the body clock can be.
Exactly. And Steve, I'm curious to ask you about that because you have such an ecosystem about the jet lag space of all of those sleep management and such as. Um, have you thought about um doing speaking in like conferences and expos like keynote speaking work?
Look, I would love to do that, and I'm certainly available for that. Um, my subject of choice is generally jet lag. So
Mm.
that does limit the options there, but I'll happily talk about jet lag, chronobiology, performance, all those sorts of things. But looking into the entrepreneurial space, because I'm building, not
Mm.
just building, not just a company, but a whole new realm of business that's been pretty much left untouched. So building all the components for that. Um, so that's exciting, and I enjoy that very much. So it's moving into that entrepreneurial space,
Mm.
and it hasn't all been easy. I'll have to admit, it has not all been easy. Um, and part of the challenge is I'm doing something that hasn't been done before, and the usual reaction is that a thing? Where
Mm.
it's like, yes, it is a thing. If I said, look, I went to the expo in Sydney, and there were lots of mortgage brokers.
Yep.
And it's a great, but if I told you I was a mortgage broker, oh yeah, I know what you do. But
Mm.
if I tell people I'm a jet lag consultant, like, what? What is that? So
It's interesting, isn't it? But what is amazing is that you're venturing into a brave new world.
I
And
am.
yeah, and the best thing is to start by conversing and having conversations about it with you.
Yeah. Well, it's not just venturing, but
Mm.
creating a new world, because this hasn't been created. In organizational culture, in the businesses I've worked in and the people I've interviewed, the standard procedure is here's your ticket, off you go, best of luck. And there's no thought of wellness, there's no thought of support. I had one person I interviewed for my PhD thesis, and she would fly over to where she was going, check her email in the morning, work during the day, check her email at lunch, work in the afternoon, check her email in the afternoon, go out
Oh,
with clients to like a restaurant and entertain, whatever, and then check her email before going to bed.
oh God.
She was working 15 hours a day.
Oh my gosh. It's like,
And is it any one, and that's on top of jet lag.
mm,
Is it any wonder that a lot of the people in this get burnout? And a lot of them
mm,
decide, you know what, I'm done with this.
exactly.
I had one person I interviewed, he traveled a lot, and he just felt like he was part of the global village. And then he married and had young children, like, right, I have to stop this now.
Mm.
And so he deliberately chose a career where I don't have to fly much, and I don't fly internationally. I'm based here he was in Adelaide.
Oh
So,
God. Fair enough. Look, I mean, I think it is because it's such a fresh space that you're looking into. So for those people who want to learn more about you, how are they going to find you?
well, if you come to our website, www.jetlagguy.com.au, and you've got my email address there, please drop me an email. I'm Dr. Steve at jetlagguy.com.au, and I'd love to help you further.
Amazing. Steve, I think it's time for a show and tell moment of the show.
Well, it's not so much a show and tell, it's what I need to do as a business owner. Now, as a business owner, I've gotten quite good at having business cards, wherever I go. I have a few in my wallet just in case. And if I run low, I'll put some more in. And my suit jacket, I usually put a few in the pocket of that so that if I go out, oh yeah, I've got business cards. That's really important because you never know when you run into an Icelandic superstar who's jet lagged. But I have not been so good at taking my jet lag goggles, and got my little blue-green lights
Oh,
here,
there you go.
but I haven't been as good as taking them with me everywhere I go.
Oh.
And I think that's something I need to do. I'll take them to networking events. I'll take them to anything where there's publicity, but I just maybe I should get into the habit of taking them with me, like my cell phone or something. So
Well, see how you
that's,
go. See how you go because you don't want to lose it.
oh no, I don't want to lose my precious.
Exactly.
But I won't be taking them to go and do the grocery shopping at the markets.
Well, I mean, if you if you need sleep that much, then you shouldn't go to the shops.
That's right. I should be in bed rather than, buying vegetables and fruit and
Yeah.
what have
But
you.
but I mean, from a behind the scene point of view, that you're doing great, that you're doing like make sure that you have both of these items with you, any networking or any business event.
Well, at networking or business event, when I explain to people what I do, these are like I'm sorry, the background's not playing nice with these. But these are just such a useful tool. If I can explain myself and what I do, and these are such an educational tool.
Oh, it's an
So,
amazing point of difference.
and I love the Retimer 3. I think I have mentioned this before. They're so sleek, I could just pop them in my pocket like that. I couldn't do that with the old Retimer 2. The version 2 was much chunkier.
It
So I think
was because it was
they're
above and under the eye. And this
yeah,
version, even when I'm wearing glasses, it works very
yeah.
well. I don't need to take my glasses off. So
Yeah, so they've really done great work streamlining this, and they're actually more powerful, so you don't have to wear them as long. So love the work that Retire and Motherson have done with these. So I'm a huge fan.
amazing. And of course, that makes sure that if you have any questions or just want to get to know Steve, head to
www.jetlagguy.com.au. Make sure you put the AU in, and then I'm there, Dr. Steve, and I'll answer any and all questions you have about jet lag, retime, or anything else.
also personally, from my point of view, that I would say that check out your LinkedIn as well, because I think Dr.
Oh,
Steve
please,
just
yes,
is,
hit me up on LinkedIn. People love me on LinkedIn and our YouTube channel.
yes,
This podcast is part of the YouTube channel.
amazing. Because, like, I mean, I think your social media presence is fantastic. Also, you get to see people trying on the latest goggles.
I do. I look, and I get lots of pictures, and I get lots of drag queens very nicely
Oh,
putting on my goggles. Those are my lead picks now.
yes.
Drag
And
queens do my marketing. Thank you.
and the amazing thing is with the current version of that, you're not gonna hit the eyelashes.
That's it. Because you got mascara all over these.
No.
If you because they put so much work. I'm thinking of is it Trixie Mattel who does the most amazing eye makeup?
Yeah.
You don't want to mess with that. So that's why these goggles help.
There you go.
So